Hey, what's up, everybody? We just finished a INTAC rifle manipulations class. If I seem a little off or not my normal jovial self, it's because the class was actually a little bit tiny demanding, and I'm a tiny bit exhausted after going through the class. But I wanted to share my thoughts and experience on the class. This is the first time I've taken this class. I've only been working with Todd for 2 years, so I figured, you know, try and get through all the classes.
Be a student this time rather than an instructor the whole time.
It happened to be a good class for me to be a student in for a few reasons, but I learned some stuff that I want to share with everybody. I also learned some stuff switching between rifles during the class today. So just give you guys a quick rundown of what the class is you're doing all of your malfunction clearing. So if I have a type 1 malfunction, which means usually the magazine is not seated, means there's not a round in the chamber, how do I get back into battery for that? If I get a stovepipe, which is an empty piece of brass, gets stuck during ejection, or if I have the really bad one where a round gets stuck in the chamber and then I have another one trying to feed in, how do you clear all that? Okay, with 2 hands, that's easy. Okay, well, next thing we do is we switch to our support hand, or for me, my left hand, and it got a little bit more difficult, but you know, it's not too bad.
Yeah, you can work your way through that.
Well, then he decided, hey, let's make this more interesting. One thing we find from a lot of gunfights, especially law enforcement gunfights, and those of you that come out to the class and you guys love doing airsoft and you guys are awesome LARPers, but when you come out, you're running your elbows like this. Okay, we find that people get shot in the arm, and then you lose your arm, and maybe you lose this arm. Okay, can you rock your rifle with just this arm? Well, okay, cool. What happens if you lose just this arm? Can you rock your rifle with just your support arm? So we go through malfunction clearing with both your right hand only and your left hand only. And so point out a couple things on more of a standard rifle. Okay, one thing that this has that your standard rifle won't is an ambidextrous charging handle, which means I can charge from this hand or this hand. And if you're switching and you're shooting left-handed, okay, it really makes it nice to be able to work at this side instead of having to figure out how you're going to work the left side while you're shooting from the left side.
Yeah.
Some other things I'm going to point out to you on this rifle. Okay, just look at this. We'll come back to this. This is your slide stop, your slide release. Okay,
bolt release, bolt stop.
Listen, I've done too many pistol classes. Your bolt stop, bolt release is this little puppy right here. Okay, one other thing you'll notice is it's got a safety on this side, but not so much on this side, which, like I said, if I'm shooting right-handed only, no big deal. Okay, problem is when I start shooting left-handed and I don't have that safety there. Okay, so this rifle, it has them on both sides. So as I'm shooting left-handed, I can rock and I can wrap my thumb and I can get a good grip. Okay, two-handed, okay, I can do this neutral grip, no big deal. One-handed, this is pretty dang tough. This is really tough. Having that ambi safety and being able to get a good wrap on there with your hand, get a good grip, makes this gun a world of difference. It's been a long day. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Makes a world of difference there, having that ambi, getting that good grip on there. And the other thing is this ping pong paddle here, the bolt catch. Bolt catch. Like I said, it's been a really long day. Okay, we're getting into some funky stuff. How do you work this thing with one hand and do the charging handle at the same time? Okay, having this extended
bolt catch.
I feel like Joe Biden right now. Got somebody doing everything for me.
Having the extended bolt catch, what it does is it allows you to use less pressure and be able to target that specific area to make sure that you can activate the bolt catch a little easier. The problem that you run into with the standard one is it's a lot smaller, so it's a little harder to hit when you're trying to do things with a single hand that you're not used to actually utilizing.
Ditto. Okay, so those are a couple things that I learned from this class. Like I said, having a standard AR-15 when you're shooting and you're operating it under normal conditions, cool, easy, all day long. Okay, but when you start getting into some gunfighting stuff, okay, it changes stuff. And that's where these little enhanced features on some of these rifles can really make a world of difference. Okay, figure out your own way how you're gonna win your gunfight. Okay, Todd's got the upgraded version of this rifle. This is just the standard workhorse, just their cheapy one.
That's the patrol rifle.
Yeah, it's their patrol rifle. So for or the law dogs. One other thing that I learned, okay, when I'm rocking this thing upside down, I got to do a lot of this back and forth off my foot to, you know, work both sides of it when I can only use one hand. Yeah, maybe turn my aim point on and off a couple times. So the big point reason I bring that up is train with your rifle, do weird stuff with it, because you might be in this situation in a gunfight and you don't know how your gun's going to react to it until you do it. After a few repetitions of it, I didn't have that problem anymore because I learned keep my aim point up and don't turn it off, because then I come up on target and Todd's like, you missed. I'm like, yeah, I can't see my red dot, so I'm just guessing.
Yeah. So when he handed over his optic, it was literally probably one of the dimmest daylight settings that you could probably have it at.
I turned it all the way off one time.
Oh, that's right. And it's just one of those things that can happen in the middle of a gunfight. Just crazy stuff happens like that where you're trying to fix a malfunction, and if you haven't trained for that specific scenario, you're just going to have all kinds of problems with it. So if you get out and actually do the training and actually understand how your equipment works and take the time to know and understand it, you're going to be able to deal with it in the middle of a armed encounter or a gunfight or something like that. That's going to put you already ahead of the game. And I can't preach this enough, and I'm sure Ron's going to support this 100% after today. Everything that you can do that's ambient controlled on your gun, try and do that.
So take a look at your rifle. Think, if I only had this arm, and we talked about a shooting that happened here in Utah, in the state that we work and we live in,
Yeah.
Where an officer, he got hit in his dominant arm, which he happened to be left-handed, and he had to win that gunfight with just his left hand only. Okay, what would
Right
you?
hand only.
Like I said, right hand only. It's been a long day, people. He was left-handed, he got shot in the left hand, and he had to draw his pistol and win the fight with his right hand only.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about it. If you're operating with your rifle and your dominant arm goes down, how are you going to clear a malfunction? How are you going to continue fighting through? Okay, when Todd talked to us at the beginning of class, and he's like, okay, you got type 3 malfunction, how are you going to clear it with one hand only? Ooh.
Crickets.
Yeah. And now, okay, yeah, I can show you how to do it. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of getting out and training and knowing your gear. So anything else to add?
No, just get out and train. Y'all
Cool.
be kind to each other. Have a great day. Sorry, I beat you to it, bro.